just back here at Coramba. It's 21st of May 2021. Just still trying to consolidate these hives and get them back down as small as I can. Triples are back to doubles, doubles are back to singles, and just trying to keep them nice and tight and warm and minimise the amount of resources they've got to keep warm. Not that it's terribly cold, but it still adds to it. So I've identified 3 or 4 singles here that really need to be put into a nucleus hive and fed. They've either got not a great queen or bad chalkbrood, which is one and the same really. Just going to go through that now. Found a couple of frames of pollen in the freezer. They just had a few beetles in them and I froze them, so they can go back in for these bees to utilise. They'll also be getting a frame feeder, so these are the man lake ones, which I like. Got a cone in there. The sugar syrup goes down inside and the bees can go in there and drink the sugar syrup and not get drowned. Syrup I've made up is a mixture of, it's sort of between somewhere between 2 to 1 and 1 to 1 sugar. I didn't do it very accurately. It's also got a bit of a mineral supplement in it as well, just to try that and see how it goes. So get these bees out of here. So you can see they're confined to 3 or 4 frames there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got, only going to need 4 out of there. That's empty. That's empty. That's got a bit of honey in it. See what we got here. It's got a bit of honey. Patch of brood. Another patch of brood. And last frame is a bit of honey and pollen. So get that in there. Go home, extract that. So just get this box out of the way. See why they're not doing well. Chalkbrood mummies on the bottom of that box. So that's the reason they're struggling. Let's get that up here. It's in place. That entrance open for them. These pollen eggs are great. They're bees love them. Right, bit of sugar syrup. So give them a couple of litres each. I think there's 4 here. A bit more. So that's them done. The little bit of brood that was in there. Frame of honey and a frame of pollen and our sugar feeder, so that'll give them a nice little lift, warm them up, and hopefully they'll kick that any chalkbrood that's left in there, they'll kick it out and keep going. So I'm almost tempted just to shake those bees out. They're hardly worth the effort, but yeah, we'll just give them a go and persevere. That's one done. We'll go and do a few more. So straight on to the next one. 10 frame hive. It would have been a double or a triple at some stage through the summer. For whatever reasons, it's found its way down to a single and really needs to come out of that into a nucleus hive. Want to keep the bees nice and tight and warm, and without too much space on them that they need to warm up. So we'll get these down to what we need. Plenty of beetles in there. It's really important to minimise the amount of spare space in a hive so that the bees can control the beetles in the hive. So get right down into here, really running around these bees. A bit of honey in that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want 4 frames. Nothing in that. Tiny little bit of brood here. So start moving them over. Yeah, these have got chalkbrood as well, and that's the cause of their woes. So this bit of feeding with sugar will stimulate them a bit to clean up. It'll also just put some resources in there for them, which they haven't had. Left to their own devices, they'd have died. So they'll have to be requeened anyway. But yeah, very little nectar in that hive, very few resources. So they'll now have a nice fat frame of pollen, which I've kept for another hive and just put in there. We'll throw some sugar syrup in. We'll just move that out of the way. Checking for snakes and spiders. Move them up. So they'll be a lot warmer and comfortable in this 6-frame nuke, being fed sugar solution. And they were in that big drafty old 10-framer. They'll be onto that syrup pretty well straight away. They don't muck around, they get straight into it. That's good. The lid on them there. We'll just shake these bees off in front of the hive. Open the entrance will help. Better. Yeah, really versatile, these little 6-frame nukes, the polyhive nukes. I can put a divider through the middle of them as well and make 2, 3 frames that go either way for mating or just making up splits, so they're really good. Great little units. It's just onto the 3rd one here. Not sure if this one's going to be... here we go. So, I've got on it to run it back to a nuke to see what's going on in here. Beetles. Bit of brood and pollen. Brood. Brood. Nothing. And no brood in that. There was a few frames of drone brood in this. And a bit of drone brood. So yeah, they're all empty. That's worked out well. Let's move this. Once again, heaps of chalk brood. And that's the reason why they're struggling. It's been so wet here. After Christmas we had 3 months of, just 3 or 4 months of constant rain. Really hard on the bees. No snakes. Just move this up. Fill up their sugar. I'd one less hive here than I thought, so we'll fill this right up. Maybe top the others up as well, use all this syrup. That should give them a liven up. Hopefully put a bit of vigour in them and get them through the spring, and I can split it 2 ways and put a couple of cells in it. Get them working again. That's full. Shake these bees in. Make sure the queen's in there. Bit of a mess this hive. It had a drone layer above the queen excluder, which is not uncommon. But, I'll just take that frame home and freeze it. There's a bit of pollen in it, so I'll put it back into a hive that needs it. Keep a drone brood in there, so yeah, there's a drone layer above the queen excluder. Come on. So that's good. That's got them much more compact now, and a nice feed, somewhere nice and warm. Hopefully they'll kick that chalk brood, and we'll get them through winter and make use of those resources that are in there. So that's 3 hives, going the extra little bit from a triple to a double, double to a single, single to a nuke, just making sure they're packed in nice and tight, and we've got the resources and the ability to keep small hive beetle at bay.